When it comes to entrepreneurship, mindset and manifestation is severely overlooked. And I truly believe it is one of the contributing factors to me building multiple seven-figure companies and achieving the things that I've always wanted in life. Time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can take some key takeaways so that you can get to your goals so much faster. So let's jump straight in. First of all, you need to understand some basic psychology. We have mind and we have behavior. And this is the line of direction, okay? And at the end of this line of direction, we have your goals. Now, if your mind and your behavior aren't aligned in the same direction, you're not going to be able to achieve your goals quicker. Whereas if they are aligned, you're going to be able to do the things in place to get that goal so much quicker. So let's break it down a little bit more, right? So our mind is in control of our emotions, our identity, our thoughts, and our behavior is in control of our actions. So let me give you an example. You might be watching this video right now thinking, Dan, I really want to start a business. I don't know what to do. And you're not quite ready to start even though you feel like you are. Well, this is because from a behavior standpoint, you are ready to take action. However, your mind hasn't quite adopted the mindset of an entrepreneur yet. You haven't quite understood what it takes, what vehicle you're going to do, and how you can really adopt that identity. So let's say you're blocking out 3 hours a day of your evening right now, and you sat there with your computer, a notepad and pen, and you don't know what to do, right? Part of this is because we haven't actually aligned our mind with our actions, okay? So the first thing that you're going to need to do is understand how to tap into your emotions effectively, adopt a new identity, and transition your thoughts so that you can start thinking like an entrepreneur. And I'm going to give you some key tips in a second, but I think one of the things that I want to talk about is actually emotional detachment. Because one of the biggest killers in entrepreneurship or starting out a business, right, is early stress. Because you have real life right now, okay? You might have a 9-to-5, bills, a wife, car, on finance, whatever it is, right? There's stress already here. So you've already kind of walking into this with a lot of stress. And you want to be able to create a new life for yourself. So you've sat here and you thought, right, I'm going to watch Dan's YouTube channel and I'm going to start learning how I can actually level up. Now, if we can start to control this stress, what we're going to be able to do is have more time to innovate. And as entrepreneurs, we need to be able to innovate, we need to be able to create, and we need to be able to channel our energy in the right direction so that we can actually understand where we want to be. So how do we actually reduce the stress? Now, a lot of people right now will tell you, go for a walk, do some meditating, etc., right? But I'm not here to give you surface level. What I'm here to do is actually help you. So the first thing you really need to do is understand your goals, okay? This is going to give you the direction. We've got to imagine it like a dartboard, right? If you're throwing darts at a wall and there's no dartboard, you can't play a game of darts. Well, it's the same with life. If you're trying to get rich, but you have no direction of how you're going to get rich, then you're never going to get there, right? So the first thing that we need to do is understand, what is our goal? Is it freedom? Is it financial freedom? Is it time freedom? Is it to be able to buy the nice things in life? Whatever it is, okay? If we can identify our goal effectively, then what we can do is we can start to work backwards. Because what people do straight away is they try and jump into this business model, they get sucked into loads of different business models, get distracted, fail, and then they think that they're not good enough for it. Well, let me tell you with confidence, you are good enough for any business model if you have the right mindset walking into it. So to reduce the stress, first of all, we are going to understand where we want to be, but then we are going to start to prioritize. Because like I said, I can't talk about your life right now watching this video. I don't know the distractions you've got in front of you right now, right? But what I can say is this: We all have our own problems. We all have our own distractions. We all have things going on, whether you run a multi-7-figure business or you don't, right? But what we need to do is prioritize the things that are going to actually allow us to get there. And this is part of manifestation, because you can start to visualize this goal, which I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. But when we visualize this goal properly and we start to prioritize the things that are actually going to move us forward, then we are going to create momentum. Now, momentum allows us to be able to get micro dopamine hits. So basically, what this means is every time we're actually moving towards our goal slightly, even slightly, just climbing up those stairs, and this is our goal, then we're actually going to get the smallest bit of dopamine, okay? And if we get that dopamine, then what that means is it's going to encourage us to go further and further and further, right? So to reduce the stress, we need to prioritize the goals. We need to, first of all, we need to understand the goals, and then we need to prioritize the goals, and then we need to actually start taking action, because action equals momentum. And when we get momentum, we get dopamine hits, and when we get dopamine hits, we're super excited towards our goal because it doesn't feel so far away. Now, of course, there's multiple factors to starting a business, right? There's knowledge, there's understanding what vehicle you're going to take, as in what business model you want to do. But realistically, one of the most important things is just having that momentum, okay? So going in a stable direction, even if it is literally micro momentum, okay? The tiniest little bit of improvement every single day is going to start to stack, right? They always say like, oh, you can get the richest in the world by doing stocks, right? But you're not going to get the richest in the world by doing stocks straight away, right? Like you actually have to get that interest compounding and working for you. So it's the same with everything that you do in life. Now, I used to drive a Renault Clio 1.6, okay, or 1.4, I think it was. It was a little blue machine. It was a piece of rubbish, to be honest with you, right? But the point is, every time I got in that car, I really started to imagine what it would be like driving a C63. And I'm not someone who's like very materialistic anymore, to be transparent with you. However, that's what used to motivate me back in the day. That was my goal. The goal wasn't to really go and travel the world and see things and build a business. It was to get rich, right? It was to drive that C63 and feel amazing for it. So I used to sit there and visualize it. And I would visualize this C63 every single day that I jumped in that car, right? Every single day. I could vision it every single day. I could feel it. I was trying to act like that person that had that C63, right? And I was trying to visually adopt an identity that I didn't even have. And this is a key thing. You need to start thinking about how you can adopt an identity that you don't have yet, but you can then start to become that person that has got the things that you want in life. Now, another way that you can visualize, but also actually take that step into understanding what it's going to be like, is change your circle, okay? Your circle right now might consist of, I don't know, 5 friends, right? And they all party, drink, smoke, do whatever, work a 9 to 5, and they're nowhere where you genuinely want to be. Now, I might sound a bit unfair here when I say this, but if these people aren't going anywhere in life right now and they don't align with your goals and your vision, but yet you're still speaking to them on a daily basis, you're not going to improve your life. You need to change your circle. So that leaves you to, how do you actually network effectively, right? How do you change your circle so that you can manifest your goals properly? Well, obviously, the given is to join Client Capital. We have a coaching and consulting program with over 330 people in our network, and it is genuinely the best place to be. We do live events, live calls. We've got guys in there making 60 grand a month. However, let's say you don't join Client Capital right now. You still need to be able to take yourself to nicer places, okay? So one thing you could do is go to a hotel right now or after this video, okay? As long as it's not too late. That is really, really expensive. And all you're going to do is you're going to order a coffee in the lobby, and you're going to start to soak in how other people are acting, what they're doing, how they're speaking, and you're going to start to get this energy. And I know it sounds a bit cringe, but it's actually true. If you surround yourself with people that are making way more money than you, that are acting different, that are talking different, you genuinely might be able to network with them, and you're going to create opportunities. And you need to be able to give yourself opportunities, because a lot of people say that business is just hard work, right? Well, actually, I agree with Simon Squibb on this one. A lot of business is luck, but you create your own luck. And you do this by putting yourself in the right rooms, okay? You need to create yourself opportunities, but you're not going to create opportunities if you're sat in your bedroom right now or every single day, smoking weed, listening to music, chilling with your friends, spending too much time with your girlfriend, whatever it is. You need to be able to change your circle, to surround yourself with people that are already at the goals that you want, or even on the journey. Because remember, entrepreneurship is literally like stairs. This is the best way to explain it. I truly believe it, right? And you start here and your goal is up here. And your goal realistically feels so far away. However, if we start trying to micro climb these stairs, one step at a time, every single month, we're starting to see the tiniest bit of momentum, then we're going to carry on. Because we're not stuck here anymore. We're actually at step one. We might have been able to, book our first sales call as an agency owner, right? We might have just closed our first deal here. We might have been able to fulfill for a client here. We might have got our third client here. And all of a sudden, you're at a point where you're getting closer and closer to your goal. Let's say it's 10K a month. And it's solely because you've taken action, right? You've taken action, which has led to momentum. But we need to be able to surround ourselves with the right individuals. We need to be able to understand our goals, and we need to be able to visualize. So I want every single person watching this video right now, so you right now, I want you to do this. Go and take 60 seconds right now. Close your eyes and understand, what is it you actually want from jumping into entrepreneurship? Is it time freedom? Is it location freedom, right? Time, location. Is it financial? And then I want you to be a little bit more specific with it, okay? Why do you want those things? And then the final question, right at the end of the 60 seconds, when you're done visualizing, how bad do you want it, right? Because I think every single person wants to be able to achieve the nicer things in life, but they're not willing to put in the work. You have to put yourself in a situation where you truly believe it is going to come true. That gives you that energy. That gives you that confidence, okay? And it blocks out when people say to you, this isn't possible, because it is, okay? Everything is possible if you put your mind to it within reason, as long as physics doesn't stop it. So you need to do that exercise. Take 60 seconds straight after this video. And then the last question you're going to end with is, how bad do you want it? Write down in the comments what you want to see, and I'll be more than happy to help. Make sure you subscribe. And if you are going to join Client Capital, you're making the right move. Make sure you click that link in the description and book a call with myself or my team.